Some are really good, and then
Yep.
well, obviously
He's got it on.
Well, we got him on now. Rosie, are
Am I
you
there?
hearing us?
Yeah, you are.
Yep.
You're on, Roz. Don't swear.
I won't swear. That's not like me anyway. I don't swear. Bill, don't worry about that.
What are you up to, please? We've got the showdown to start proceedings again, which is massive. There's going to be no one there. That'll be weird. Last time you played a game when there was no one there, you were chaired off the ground, which was a bit weird. What's going on?
It was weird. Well, have a showdown. It's going to be probably the best way you could get back into a footy season, I think. I mean, there's no better games than showdowns to practice. Contested ball, finals-like game, and yeah, with no crowd, it would certainly be interesting. I mean, I love a Port home game showdown. Their build-up's always good, and the booze when you come out on a Port showdown, that actually that gets me up more than anything, I reckon. So it'd be strange not to hear them coming out, but what a perfect way to kick off the footy season again.
Hey, Rory, there's been a lot of talk, obviously, about this game and a lot of talk about the hatred between the two clubs.
More from Port.
Obviously, we know back in the day with Rupert and what happened at the Ramsgate and all that, and there was a real hatred back then. Is there still that level of hatred between the two sides, or is that all gone now? I
think certainly on the football ground. As soon as we cross the line, it is as ruthless as ever. And I reckon the games that we've played, certainly in the last few years, have certainly showed how much they mean, I reckon, to each footy club. But off the field, I think, with the passing of Phil Walsh and Dean Bailey was involved in both clubs as well. I think there's probably a little bit more respect for both clubs off the field, and we certainly cross paths with a lot of the players. So they're all, as most guys are, they're a good bunch of blokes. But as soon as we cross that white line, it's game on, and most of the time it's as ruthless as ever.
Rory, with the state governments now easing restrictions of a nature that gives hope for the competition to even see spectators at some stage, are you hopeful now that you will get the chance to adopt the fly-in, fly-out model after you get the initial batch of 4 matches away?
Yeah, absolutely. It changes so quickly. Each week there's different rulings that come out, and there's some changes that governments make. So really we're hoping to go into that sort of model as quick as we can. And I guess we're a bit reliant on what happens over in some eastern states, and if the numbers keep reducing over there, then I'm sure maybe SA and WA will open the borders as well for that sort of fly-in, fly-out model.
And have you personally made a decision on the availability that the AFL has provided for families to go into the southeast Queensland hubs? Have you got your head around what you'll be doing in that front at the moment?
Not quite. It's sort of wait and see. We're still a bit unsure of what it will look like up in the hub. We know the hotel rooms are there, and we'll just wait and see. I'll probably head up and have a look and see if it's going to be suitable to sort of bring young family up. And I know the AFL have a few staff up there at the moment that are trying to make it as homely as possible for us. So as soon as we can get up and have a look at it and get a feel for what it's going to be like and what sort of restrictions we'll be under up there too, then we'll probably make a call on that.
So if you take partners, Rory, they are under the same, confronted by the same issues as you are, yeah?
I'm pretty sure, yeah. That's the way it'll be, yeah.
But then the 14 days of lockdown when they get back is the concern, yeah?
That is, yeah. We could be up there for an extended period of time as well. And I think we're under some pretty similar restrictions what I'm under right now here in Adelaide. So that'd mean you can't see too many people. I think we've got to be in groups of 8 while we're in the hub and stuff like that. So it'll just be sort of wait and see. And we just need a bit more clarity on a couple of those things before we can make a call.
Adelaide been in lockdown for 30 years.
Oh, Bill! Bang!
In fact, there's more people around in lockdown over there.
Yeah, that's right. Hey, Roz, who's in charge of the bonk ban? We're talking about partners here, but the single blokes. Very interesting chat, I reckon. Whoever gets up in front and says, "Well, we got this ban about no one night stands and things like that." And how do you police that?
Oh, I'm not sure, mate. You're talking to the wrong bloke about that sort of thing. It's quite funny. We've certainly had a few laughs with some of the single boys about it, and they've certainly had some questions to Adam Kelly and Nixie around what they can do via Tinder and all that kind of thing.
Yes.
So, I'm sure there'll be plenty of questions for those boys when they head up to the Gold Coast.
Now, mate, you've invested in one of Rue's pubs. Are you involved at the Alma? You'd be looking forward to the pub's opening?
I was just chatting to a couple of the guys the other day about that exact thing, and I cannot wait for it to reopen. But I can't go in there at the moment. I mean, we're not allowed in pubs and those sort of venues. So I am missing. I was saying to Belinda the other night, I'm missing having a beer and a counter meal just over the bar, and just to go up on a Friday night or something like that would be ideal. But
Parmi.
all in good time for us. Parmi, yes, not Parma, like they say in here. I don't get why they say Parma here in SA.
It's Parmi. Mate, we can go through a lot of that. Why do they call it Cross Lotto? Why do they call it the budget? Fair dinkum, they're strange over there.
A MND weekend next weekend, Rory. Queen's birthday weekend. I think it is next weekend, Damo?
June.
Yeah, we got Monday off.
Yeah,
next weekend.
Yep.
They're doing the slide differently this year. There's one person from every club, and you're doing it within your own facility. Who's up for you guys?
The big Texan.
Texan.
Big Texan, yep.
Come on, Tex.
Myself and Texan will get involved for that. You'll enjoy what Texan put up, I think. Nice little surprise he's got planned for you guys, I reckon.
Oh, beautiful. And Ambassador for McDonald's, have you got the full set of captain's cards?
I told him, I said, part of this deal, you need to send me over the full set of cards.
Yes.
Because I want Sonny to be able to open up a few packs. And he did. He opened up the pack the other day and chewed on them all and basically made a mess, spat them everywhere. So.
And what's your favourite McDonald's? You a fillet of a fish man or a McChicken or a Big Mac? Or what do you like?
Pancakes.
No, back in my day, I used to eat a couple of cheeseburgers, and there used to be you used to be able to, or you still can, because it's so. Well, I mean, freeze them. You could freeze them after your night out, the ones you didn't eat, and then if you were slightly hungover the next morning, you could just stick it in the microwave and heat it back up. So, little cheeseburger fan back in the day.
I would have thought just go and buy another one.
Or put them in the fridge.
Raw's up.
Or that. Yeah, desperate times back then.
McDonald's have been a great supporter of ours for the best part of 20 years. They used to give us a black credit card thing each.
That's right.
And they used to hand them out to us. And the only instruction, Rosa, was don't take the piss.
This
all right? So just every now and then. So Brian, when he lived at Montegaeta, he would go past the airport. There's a McDonald's just there. He burnt the strip off it. He had that much McDonald's that it actually didn't work anymore.
That is nonsense.
That's true.
100%
I can
true.
believe that.
Come on, Brian.
Come
Well,
on.
what, so they give you a black card and then they say, look, don't take the piss.
Don't abuse it.
What do they expect?
Well,
Right.
Bissell was feeding his whole family and the next door neighbours.
I'll get dinner, Dale.
And the backpackers.
Imagine that card about 2 o'clock on a Saturday night. You get more
Brian,
out than
come on,
anything.
Brian.
My goodness. My goodness. What else, Rosa? How's the family all going there? Beautifully isolating?
Everyone's going really well. Yep. I mean, we've sort of had to go backwards a bit. We had some pretty lenient restrictions here in SA compared to you guys did down there. So it was, we were moving about a little bit, but now we've sort of been pulled back. But time by the beach, plenty of walking. Oh my God, walking about 3 times a day because we can't do too much else. So
No
walking,
surfing?
cooking,
They've closed
and,
that down for you?
You know, in the 70s, surfing was classified as antisocial. It was the most antisocial sport going around, and now it's considered social. So that's all right. We'll do what we got to do to get football back up and going. And I can wait till the end of the year to go for a surf.
Hey, Rory, last year we as a group all went up to Upway Tacoma Footy Club and Cricket Club up there, and we did a sporty up there and had a look around. They got a beautiful new facility.
Amazing facility.
Had all their heroes plastered around on the boards,
on the wall.
Photos, and we didn't see Rory, you're from that club, aren't you? We didn't see anything of you on the wall at all.
I am, and I haven't even been invited to the opening of the new facility. And I've never been invited to actually do a sportsman night there either. And you guys go and get the invite. You've never been part of the footy club. I just didn't understand the reason why. So,
well, the reason why is that we did it for nothing.
We did it for nothing, not $3,000 cash.
My local club, I'd do anything for them. Absolutely.
Speaking of that part of town, Rosa, your mad mates, what have they been doing? What sort of trouble have they been creating?
Most of them have sort of moved away now. Inner city, Torquay way, down the coast. there's not too many left up in Upway, actually. So they've all sort of scattered and finally
Why would you?
Well, they were thrown out of there. They're bloody tree swingers.
Smelt the roses and moved on, I think.
Why,
So,
why would you stay
about
there?
time, but my parents are still up there, so they're the last ones left.
And your brother, and he was playing good footy there.
He was. No, he's down the coast now, so he's enjoying life by the beach.
Hey, Roz, a great chatting to you, mate. Good luck. The showdown Saturday night when we get restarted will be absolutely brilliant. Good luck with that, with the hubs, with the family, with everything.
Thank you very much, you boys. Thanks for having me on.